Well, here in Britain, the Foreign Secretary Boris Johnson is in the spotlight. He's been accused of making inaccurate remarks about a British woman that could mean that she spends 5 more years in an Iranian prison. Boris Johnson has now called his Iranian counterpart, that's happened in the last hour or so, to retract his claim last week that Nazanin Zaghari-Ratcliffe was training journalists in Iran when she was arrested last year, something her employer and her family have denied. Well, let's speak now to Nazanin's husband, Richard Ratcliffe, who is in our Westminster studio. Richard, good to see you. Potentially, how much damage do you think has been done by these comments from Boris Johnson?
It's hard to know how much damage, but certainly, the Foreign Secretary made the comments on Wednesday afternoon, and then on Saturday she was suddenly brought into court under Judge Salavati, who's the most intimidating of the Revolutionary Court judges, and told that she was being accused of spreading propaganda against the regime. The day after, which was on Sunday, there was an article in the Iranian judiciary website saying that the UK had confirmed that she wasn't on holiday and that there was more to her being in Iran than has been let on by her family. So clearly his words are being used by the Iranian authorities to maximise whatever leverages they're trying to get. So quite what it means for us is really not good, but I think it's important that he, publicly, it's good that he spoke to the foreign minister, but it's good that he publicly in Parliament retracts them and says that, listen, she was just there on holiday and there's no basis for holding her in prison.
Do you know what was said in this call that's been made in the past few hours or so, and whether he has managed to make amends in any way during that call?
No, I don't know. It's a good thing that he spoke to the foreign minister, but it won't. In Iran, there's a problem between the judiciary and the foreign ministry. So actually, a phone call with the foreign ministry won't solve that. It needs to be a public statement in the British Parliament, which is, the equivalent of the original statement in Parliament.
And Richard, just clarify for us, she was not training journalists, she was there on holiday?
She was there on holiday. Okay. Yeah, so she went with Gabriella, who's our daughter, who's 19 months down, so it was just a family trip.
So where would he have got that from, do you think?
Well, there have been accusations by the Iranians saying that she was involved in the overthrow of the regime and saying that it was because she worked training journalists and that she'd worked for the BBC once. So it's a reproduction of Iranian propaganda.
How is she?
She was pretty shaken on Saturday. I spoke to her on Saturday just after the court case. Very, very down. Partly the court case itself, partly Judge Salavati was the man who tried her first time. So it brings back all the memories of that sort of previous first few months that were just terrible in solitary confinement. But yeah, I spoke to her again on Sunday. She was a bit calmer, but, obviously furious.
And Richard, had you been hoping that she could be eligible for parole, that she could even possibly be home in time for Christmas?
Yeah, no, so ignoring this new court case, she is eligible in 2 weeks' time for parole and for early release, and she's put in an application for it. And a couple of weeks back, she had a medical assessment where the doctor said, listen, she's not fit to be in prison because she's seeing a psychiatrist, she's clinically depressed, and so on. So it felt like there was a movement to almost try and find a way to exactly that, bring her home for Christmas. So we're still, fingers crossed.
Yeah, fingers crossed. So difficult for you. And Gabriella, how is she?
Thank you. She's okay. She gets bigger, so she understands more what's going on. She's very, she gets to see her mum twice a week. So I saw her mum on Sunday, very tactile with her mum, noticed how sad Granny was. But yeah, she's obviously excited this year that Christmas is, she's 3, so she knows she's writing a letter to Father Christmas and hoping for a pair of red shoes.
Yeah. And very briefly, would you like a call from Boris Johnson? Would you like to know what he said and what's going on from him directly?
No, well, it would be nice to meet with him at one point. We haven't managed to yet, and that's been, I think that would be an important signal. But actually, his promise to try and visit Nazanin in Iran, I think would be the most useful thing he could do after correcting his statement in Parliament. So him meeting Nazanin would be my top aspiration.
Richard, thank you for taking the time to talk to us again.